In the near future, the US government releases a chemical attack across the entire country to reset society, resulting in the death of millions within minutes. Afterward, the government takes no action to maintain order, leaving survivors with two choices. Join one of the numerous gangs that control territories and are constantly fighting, or become domestics, those who simply seek peace. Months after the attack, Mark and Nina, a domestic couple, are loading their car to travel to Milwaukee to find Nina's parents. Despite warnings from Mark's friend about the dangers of the road, Mark insists on going to support Nina, especially since they were considering divorce before the attack. During their trip, they listen to a radio host reminding domestics to avoid the freeways, stay alert for snipers, and shoot anyone dressed as ghosts as they belong to the Sheets gang. Later, their car breaks down, so they stop at an abandoned garage. While Mark works on the car, three men enter, unaware of the couple hiding in another room. As Mark attempts to start the car, it draws the attention of the Sheets gang, who open fire on the men. It takes several tries to start the car, but they manage to escape. On the radio, they hear that the Sheets gang is at war with the Nailers. They stop for the night in an abandoned house. While Nina searches for supplies, Mark checks the rooms and finds a dead couple in the bedroom, their bodies mutilated before death. Mark covers them as a final act of mercy. Nina tries to contact her mother using an old radio, but there is no response. That night, Mark updates his map, and they sleep, unaware that a man is watching them. The next morning, the man and his companion are caught and beaten by a group of Nailers, who threaten to kill them unless they reveal the whereabouts of a woman. The terrified man points to Nina, but they are both shot. The couple hears the Nailers approaching, so Nina hides in the attic and listens to music to avoid hearing what happens. When the Nailers enter and start searching the house, Mark sneaks around with a screwdriver and kills an intruder, then fights Nailer Dean, eventually killing him. Afterward, they leave the house, unaware that they are being watched. On the road, they hear on the radio that a member of the Cherry Gang is saving women and killing anyone who stands in her way. The couple finds a supermarket and stops for supplies, only to be confronted by an armed man. Their fear is short-lived when the man, Nathan, removes his mask and shakes Mark's hand, explaining he was watching them to ensure they were friendly. As they speak, the group hears a car approaching, and they hide behind the shelves as the Nailers enter the store looking for Nina. The Nailers are killed by Nathan's son, Stephen, who had been hiding behind a counter. Nathan convinces the couple to join his family for dinner, and they leave in his tow truck, which is hauling Mark's car. When they reach the exit, they are stopped by the Plowboys, led by Jim, who is patrolling the neighborhood after hearing the Gamblers gang is nearby. Jim reveals that Betsy, the Cherry Gang member mentioned on the radio, is trapped in a gambler's truck and takes an interest in Nina. Nathan uses his good relationship with Jim to convince him to let them pass, though Dean, who is still alive, is watching. That night, the couple shares dinner with Nathan's family. While there is clear tension between Nina and Mark, Nathan and his wife are affectionate. After dinner, Nathan reveals that the hamburgers they ate were made from human flesh. Mark, feeling sick, asks Nathan not to tell Nina the truth and announces they are leaving. However, Nathan forces them to stay at gunpoint. Suddenly, Dean bursts in with Nathan's daughter as a shield. He demands Nina and Mark, and Nathan agrees to exchange them for his daughter. Dean pushes the girl forward, but Stephen sneaks up behind him, injuring him. Dean fires his gun, killing Nathan's wife. Mark drags Nina away and Stephen kills Dean in the ensuing fight. The couple escapes in Nathan's car, unaware of a sniper's presence. As they drive, Nina expresses that she no longer wants to travel with Mark, leading to an argument. Meanwhile, the gamblers spot them and spin a wheel, which lands on a skull. This means a sniper must open fire, and Nina is shot in the shoulder. Mark turns the car around to return to town, while Nathan contacts Jim to inform him he can have the couple. Jim excitedly prepares to hunt them down, but finds all his men dead. Betsy knocks Jim out with a pipe, then frees the women captured by the gamblers. After taking guns, Betsy leaves in a police car, but soon shoots Jim in the leg when he wakes up in the trunk. She notices movement in the forest and goes after it, leaving her keys behind. The next morning, Nina wakes up in a cabin with a bandaged shoulder. Mark has left a note saying he went to find food. When Nina tries to leave, she finds another note warning her about the booby-trapped front door. She escapes through the window and finds a car in the garage. As she packs to leave alone, she finds one last note with a record containing her favorite song. Feeling guilty, she stays and dances to the music. Betsy, watching her from a distance, waits until Nina takes a break before killing Jim. Meanwhile, Mark finds Nathan and Stephen locked up in an abandoned house and must fight a man named William, who enjoys violence in his slave Bill. Mark defeats them and frees Nathan and Stephen. They all go their separate ways. Later, Mark finds Nina in the cabin and comforts her. They bond over a car Mark used to own, and their relationship takes a more intimate turn. However, the gamblers show up and the couple is captured. They are forced to play Russian roulette with one bullet in each of two guns. Mark convinces Nina to shoot without hesitation, but Nina negotiates with the host to add 3 more bullets to Mark's gun, reducing the rounds to 2. During the second round, Nina's gun fires and wounds Mark. The host gets distracted, and Nina frees them both by stealing his gun and killing him. The couple escapes as the gamblers give chase. Betsy, positioned as a sniper, helps them escape, but is soon out of bullets. After a long journey, they finally arrive at Nina's childhood home in Milwaukee. The neighbors inform Nina that her father died and her mother took her own life to be with him. They also share how they defend their peaceful community from the gamblers using traps and barricades. Nina reunites with Phil, an old family friend, but later discovers that he's been in contact with the gamblers. Nina warns Mark, and they prepare for another battle as the gamblers arrive. Nina fights them off with help from Betsy and the neighbors, eventually killing several gang members. However, Betsy is shot, and Mark kills a gambler in hand-to-hand combat. The gamblers retaliate, but the couple escapes once again.